unmuted.
Benton O'Brian left your channel.
Welcome viewers to
Benton
round
O'Brian joined
number
your channel.
7 of Sim Racers Asia here at Brands Hatch today. We are in qualifying at the moment. I am Jake Blackhall. Joining me in the commentary box is Benton O'Brian once again. And today the track temp at the moment 34 degrees. Benton, welcome to the broadcast. It's going to make for an interesting race here. Don't appear to have Brenton, so that's all right. We are in qualifying at the moment. Lars Jefferson at the moment is on provisional pole in the BMW with a 22.4 at the moment. Colin Klopman is in P2 in another BMW, 22.5. So just heard that Brenton's got some technical issues. Hopefully he'll have that sorted very shortly for everyone here. But we'll go through the championship standings at the moment. So the Clubman Drivers' Championship at the moment, we've got Alex Marshall sitting on 184 for Apex Racing. Leading the championship with Gary Cousins still in second on equal points with Daniel Leet for Angry Birds Racing. So that's a close championship battle with Lachlan Crowe in fourth, Martin Silvassi in fifth. So that's the top 5 for Clubman Drivers' Championship. Moving over to the Pro-Am Drivers' Championship. And after a strong result there from Anthony Winkleman last week, he is sitting in P number 1, 240 points, and only 30 points behind him now, Simon Feigl, after picking up that victory, that unexpected victory last week at Interlagos. Tobias Cherney is in P number 3 on 207, Michael Hammond on 181, and Nathan Groudon on 162 in P number 5 for Green Hornet Racing. The race for the team's championship at the moment, we have Laser Racing sitting on 461, the Privateers overall in 420, sitting in second. Green Hornet Racing is in third on 418 points. Evolution Racing Australia, after that win from Simon Feigl, have moved up into P number 4 on 389, and then Archipelago Racing on 363 in P number 5 at the moment for the team's championship. So strong outing at the moment for a lot of those teams. They'll be hoping to benefit for it today here at Brands Hatch, and we have got a strong field today of another 43 cars here, which I think is the maximum pit stalls. We're really full here on drivers and cars, and it'll make for an interesting race, especially around here at Brands Hatch. Tight and technical track. Qualifying is going on at the moment. We've got a track of 34 degrees, partly cloudy, with a southeasterly wind of 11 kilometers an hour. We are at the Grand Prix circuit, not the Indy circuit, which would be a bit of a chaotic race if we had it at the Indy circuit. But 40 GT3 cars at Brands Hatch Grand Prix will make for some great racing. This track will produce that, and at the moment Lars Jefferson still on top. Colin Klopman in P2, 22.545, with Tobias Cherney in third, 22.6. So he's the first of the McLarens. Remember, Muhammad Ali Ishak doing well again. Anthony Winkleman, the leader of the championship right now, down in P number 5. So just coming to a close on this qualifying session. We've got about a minute left, so the field will be starting to try and put in those fast couple of laps towards the end of the session, but it looks like the BMWs definitely maybe have a little bit of an upper hand here this week. The Mercedes look like they're struggling. I think the top Mercedes at the moment is Nigel Manif for Evolution Racing Australia down in P number 9, as Zachary Hamlin, actually just saying that, puts his Mercedes of the MPMS Racing Simulators up for Evolution Racing Australia up into P number 4. So good drive there from Zachary Hamlin. He's only 2/10 off provisional pole at the moment. He may get some time to put another lap in, but it'll be winding down to the end of this session. So I wonder do we have Brenton in the comms box at the moment? Yes, we do. I've got you now, Brenton. Welcome to the broadcast.
It's funny, I think I did the world's best intro just then, and then you sent me a message going, Brenton, I'm like, what? You didn't hear anything? So humble apologies, everybody. It was all Scotty's fault, not mine. Yeah, look, you probably said a lot that doesn't need to be said already. The The weather, I'm not sure you've gone through that, Jake, but qualifying has actually come to an end. I do apologise. I have no single clue as to what happened there, but there are some cars still on their last lap. Martin Silvasi for the Apex Mafia team down in 20th at the moment, as you were saying, the Mercedes. Gee, they look like they're struggling here, don't they? They really do. I didn't think they would struggle quite as much as they are, but the BMWs certainly look like they're favoured here at the moment.
Yeah, certainly looks like the favourite, and I think, Martin Silvassi didn't put in another time, just having a look at the sector splits at the moment. Doesn't look like anyone is on a fast lap, so I think that may have ended it, just having a look now. We've got Chandra Yong coming around the final corner in his BMW, 23.28 in P number 16 at the moment. He's going to cross the line, and
Tobias
he actually
Cherney
doesn't. Tobias Cherney having a look. He'll be coming around the final corner now down here at Clark Curve. He's going to get a nice exit there. Uses all the road, trying to benefit, get as much speed down this long or short front straight here at Brands Hatch. A 22.541 moves him up to outside of the front row by 0.04 of a second. So good time there from Tobias.
Yeah, it is, and we've got Lars Jefferson of Mad Cow Racing, one of the professional teams, is with us tonight, as is his teammate Philin Janssen van Resberg, Bino we can call him, also for Mad Cow Racing. So it's great to have those two back on board for what is going to be, what I reckon, a really, really exciting race. But in the meantime, Jake, over to you for the grid.
Yeah, so here we are, the grid positions for round 7 here at Brands Hatch for Sim Races Asia. We got Yars Jefferson on pole with a 22.4, with Tobias Cherney putting in that last-ditched effort and putting it on the outside of front row. Colin Klopman with Zachary Hanlon, the first of the Mercedes, on row number 2. Muhammad Ali Shak on P number 5 with Anthony Winkleman on 6. Philip Jan van Rensburg on P number 7 with Kevin Huang on 8. Tino Husa on 9, and Nigel Manif rounding out the top 10. The rest of the field on your screen, 43 cars, or 44 cars here today, so a strong field once again around this tight little Brands Hatch circuit.
Yeah, it is, and after the dramas of last week where a couple of the guys didn't take their mandatory pit stop, kind of threw the result in the air for a while there, but that was all worked out during the week, no doubt. But really have to favour the BMWs here, don't we? Have a look out for, obviously, Lars Jefferson. I'm surprised Anthony Winkleman in another BMW, let's not say so far back, but is in 6th position. Probably would have expected him to be a little bit higher up. It's a full lap around the pace car on the out lap, so a bit of time to have a chat about things. But like you said, the Mercedes do look like they're struggling, don't they? Zach Hanlon did a bit of practice earlier on, a 22.729 in 4th position. There's a good spread of cars here, no doubt at all. But yeah, it's a big field, isn't it? 41, 42 cars are going to take the starters' flags.
Yeah, massive field, and it's good to see a bit of variety up the front. In the past couple of weeks, it's maybe just been the McLaren, BMW, Mercedes. Well, that's still variety, but in the sense of the Audi has been nowhere to be seen. I think the Audis, I'm trying to find the first Audi again. I don't know whether it's up sort of near the front. Just having a quick look through the field, but the Audi P number 9 for Tino is in P9 for the first of the Audis, so that's not too bad. That's getting there. I think people are just not adjusting to the Audi as well, or the Audi just doesn't have the overall pace of some of these other cars as we start to roll for the formation lap.
Wonder how long it's going to take. Like iRacing, as you said, they're away. iRacing, I think, are relatively good at getting the balance right eventually, and it's amazing how quick people have jumped off the Audi. Considering it's a brand new car, they've really, really jumped off the Audi. I wonder how quickly, the Audi might drop a bit of weight or make the car, a bit easier to drive. The drivability of the car needs to improve. That's its weakness, from what I understand. For the sake of, this championship and all others, it's good to have all the cars on an even balance scale.
Yeah, that's right. And I think they'll get the hang of it. I think other people are still adjusting to each of the cars, and I think the Mercedes was just straight out of the box fast in that sort of sense compared to the McLaren and the BMW, and that's why people adjusted to it as well as they did. But the Audi is still a strong force, and I reckon it will be one that will come up later on at a couple of tracks that may just be a little bit of a bogey track for the other cars, and the Audi will just go, oh, look, here I am, you know what I mean? Here's where I am good at, and that may be where a lot of other teams go, maybe we should have picked the Audi for these certain tracks. So
No, I don't know.
we'll see how it plays out. We'll see how it plays out. We've still got a lot of races that the cars haven't driven at yet.
Yeah, true, but you want a car that's versatile at all tracks. The BMW certainly is. Yeah, it suffers at Monza a bit, but it can live in the draft of a car. The McLaren seems to be going okay, a bit harsh on its tyres, and obviously this is so far the worst track for the Mercedes by quite a considerable margin. But by saying that, they're still one up in the 4th position on the grid.
Yeah, that's right. And I think this is one of those tracks that I think we all would have expected the BMW to be strong, and it is. It's one of those tracks where it doesn't need that top-end speed like the horsepower that the McLaren or the Mercedes has up on that BMW, and it looks like it's really come to the dividends of the BMW with the fast-flowing corners for it. So we'll see what happens as we start to roll to the grid.
Yeah, so the pace car will come in. Got to be careful of the pit entry here. There will be penalties given out if you cross the white line. And a special note, there is over 100 cars now that have joined this league of this season. So the racing is away, and a nudge by Zach Hanlon. A very, very aggressive start there into the side of Lars Jepsen, and that already is going to be dropping him a couple of places, leaving him very, very vulnerable to Winkelmann there as they enter turn 1, down to the all-important hairpin here. Very, very difficult track to pass. This is where you need to establish your position early. It looks fairly clean. We made that mistake last week, though, Jake, so please take the time to have a look and make sure half the field hasn't been slaughtered, as we've lost one car already. I think that was Nigel Manif just lost the rear end there. I'd have to have a look at that. The car's 69.
Yeah, actually, just having a look through the field, I made sure this week we didn't miss anyone. But yeah, it was actually very clean through all the way through the back, going down into Droids and Graham Hill Bend. I think, there's a car actually just sitting it now. There's a car, and there's another car, big crash. I think that was Lance Hawes on the back straight. Hit the fence. He's going to come back in front of a couple of people down the back here. But besides that, it looks pretty clean. So there was a couple of cars involved in each other. And I think Zachary Hamlin on the start, he's seen Lars Jepsen go, but I think it was Colin Klopman didn't go, Tobias Cherney, and he didn't get going, so he tried to go through the middle and he hit Colin Klopman. So I don't know whether that will the damage that he would have sustained will be enough to just maybe hamper him for the rest of this race. But he looks like he's okay at the moment, but Lars Jepsen definitely got a great jump at the start.
Yeah, this just shows the competitiveness of this field, though. Last week's winner, Simon Feigl, we saw what a fantastic job he did. Qualified 12th, has had a very, very good start up into 9th position already. This guy's the big improver in Australian GT3 racing. I have no doubt about that. Continues to get better every week. Flashing his lights. He's not mucking around there. You got a professional driver in Bino in front of you there. So show a little bit of respect there, Simon. Kevin Huang is in 7th position in that Archipelago Racing McLaren.
Yeah, as we've lost Michael Hammond, an issue has happened for Michael Hammond. He went off of the track. I think it was into turn 1 there, and he's actually DNF retired from this race. Yep. So unfortunate there for Michael Hammond. He was having just a couple of bogey races so far, and it's actually hurting him in the championship. And once again, Simon Feigl still flashing his headlights behind Jan Rensburg, and he just wants to get that move done, but he's stuck behind Kevin Hahn in that McLaren.
Tell you what, that's also going to hurt is the Drivers' Teams Championship. I'll have a look at those results there, but that's not the result that Mick Hammond and his team would have wanted there, unfortunately. I'll just chase those results up there, and we'll find out a bit more about that shortly.
Yeah, I went through them at the start. They were leading the championship, so they would have wanted to get a sort of hold on to that championship lead for the team's championship, but that's not going to help them, especially with Michael Hammond dropping so far. But I don't know how many other of the Laser Tool cars are here, but I haven't seen one inside of the top 15 at the moment. So to see him have a DNF, that's not going to help them overall for the team's championship, and that could put them under pressure from Green Hornet Racing, who were sitting behind the Privateers, who were in second in the team's championship. But I don't know whether we count all those Privateers. No. But yeah, so at the moment, Green Hornet was second, and they may be able to try and close that gap to Laser.
Not just that, but Mick was actually 4th overall on 181 points, less than 60 points behind Anthony Winkelmann in the lead. So obviously dramas there, and like you said, with Laser Racing, I didn't see Jason Bentz tonight, so leaving themselves very, very vulnerable for the continued attack from the Privateers, Tobias Cherney, etc., Green Hornet Racing and ERA, as well as Archipelago Racing, who's probably, even though they're less than 100 points behind, probably going to start to be a stretch to make those gains.
Yeah, a little bit of a stretch, but there's not really much going on. We're just looking through the field at the moment. Everyone's really spread out, which is interesting. It's been a bit of an interesting way where usually the cars are pretty bunched up and there's usually a lot of action going on, a lot of cars going left to right and center, but at the moment people look like they're very nicely in the groove. Is just having a look back
No,
here. Simon Feig was having a
yeah,
go,
that's
and
exactly right.
Rensburg, he's still flashing those lights. He wants to get this move done. He's going to go through the outside, coming down into turn number 1 here, going down to Paddy Kilbert, and he's not going to get that move done. He may have a look down into Druids. I don't know whether he'll have the run, which he doesn't, so he's going to have to sit behind him down through Druids at the moment. I think that's his teammate Timothy Jackson back there, and I think there was a pass behind them as well from Chandra Yong. Got the move done on the Audi of Tino Husa. So, and then he's moving back. I think that was Marty Carroll getting a move done as well in the Mercedes. So move Marty Carroll up into another position. But Simon Feigl really wants to get that move done coming down this back straight. He may be able to have a look down into Hawthorne Bend, but it's not a main passing opportunity. So he may have to wait till the final corner again.
And the fact is that Beamer's just dropped back a little bit from Kevin Wang. So Simon obviously is keen as to make that move sooner before later, because you don't want to be dropping too far off. We're on lap 4 already here. So still a long way to go, we know. But the sooner he gets this job to stick, it's going to get that chance to work his way up. Now that Mick Hammond has had his demise, this Simon's actually second in the championship. He's going to want to try and make the most of this opportunity to extend the lead that he has over 4th place, but also now to hopefully try and start making grounds on Anthony Winkelman.
Yeah, well, that's right. Anthony Winkelman's got that 30-point advantage at the moment in the championship, and he's having another strong run. Up right now in P number 5 behind Zachary Hanlon, another one of the Evolution Racing Show Mercedes-Benz. So he'll be wanting to get that job done. I'll just sit there. Anthony Winkelman had a good strategy last week. Him and Colin Klopman, when they actually came in a bit earlier, sort of sat back and preserved those tyres, while Tobias Cherney had that speeding penalty and didn't help him overall in that race. But those two, and then they had the coming together to Anthony Winkelman and Colin Klopman on that last corner that helped Simon Feigl win. So he won't want to be doing that, but he could sit behind Zachary Hanlon, maybe have a little bit of a strategy come into it again, because he knows the McLaren eats up their tyres overall. So maybe just try and put himself in a little bit of nice clean air, but there's not that much going on, so you'll want to wait a little bit longer, see what can happen, because they don't need to put strategy where there's no tyres, there's no fuel, so he just needs to come in and get the stop done. It's just when you do it and how you benefit from that in the sense of traffic and clean air is what will help Anthony Winkelman.
Yeah, Will Tobias, let's face it, the first 2 Bimmers, they look gone, don't they? And extremely strong. And that's what surprised me with Anthony Winkelman qualifying 6th, yeah, up in the 5th now, but he would be the faster of these cars in front. But Tobias, we know the job that Tobias does magnificent, and even Zach Hanlon flashing the lights. So the ERA cars are having a problem with their light globes tonight. I reckon there might be something being said during the week.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the lights going on. That doesn't need to be happening at this sort of stage. They're not like their lap cars. So everyone's racing for position, so they have a right to be in front of them. And as Tobias actually runs wide at Graham Hill corner, he's going to be on the attack here. Coming down into Sodese, I think Zachary Hanlon's going to get that job done. He is, as Tobias Cherney really wide. Anthony Winkelman's going to duck down the inside. So they both benefit from that. Tobias Cherney just struggling there. He went wide, got on the marbles maybe going through Graham Hill Bend, and that was it. So, and didn't have the grip coming into turn number 4, and he's lost that ground. So he'll be wanting to make that ground up from here on out. But definitely those 2 Beamers in front have just disappeared and skipped away.
Thank you for the message there from Mick Hammond. Mick's been riddled with the bird flu, unfortunately, so he's had to fly off. But also, Scotty, if you can hear me, Mr. Producer, they're not getting any in-car sounds. So at the moment, they just get to listen to the dulcet tones of Jake Blackhall and Benton O'Brian. Brought to you by Sim Racers Asia. How was that? That was pretty good. But a really good move there. And let's just see how Tobias Cherney, whether he can hang on this McLaren. It was known last year that at the BSR Pro qualifying that the McLaren was an absolute pig to drive. The tyres used to wear out. The car was too heavy. It was just nasty. The Bimmer was so favoured. At the moment, there's only one car standing between a BMW trifecta, and that's the ERA car, the Mercedes-Benz of Zach Hanlon.
Yeah, that's right. And it's definitely the case at the moment where the Beamers are pretty good at this track, not going to lie. I thought coming into this weekend that the Beamers would be the choice to go to here. It's one of those tracks where the cars are, like I was saying, there's not a lot of straights. The car doesn't need to have a lot of top-end speed. They just need to have that cornering ability, and that's what these cars do. The BMW has great cornering grip, a lot of downforce that enables to help them corner much faster than that of the Mercedes and the McLaren, so they're able to do that as well as preserve their tyres. So overall it's a great package for this track, and this is where it's starting to come into play, and Anthony Winkelmann will be wanting to get this job done on Zachary Hamlin, as those two Beamers in front are really starting to skip away at the moment. They've got about a 3-second advantage overall over Zach Hamlin at the moment, those two in front, so he'll be wanting to try and claw that gap back.
Tell you now, like, the BMW is about 75 kilos lighter than all the cars around at the moment, so that it's going to certainly help with tyres. I'm going to make a prediction here, Jake. I'm going to say that at least one of the top 10 guys is going to get a penalty somehow for entering the pit lane incorrectly. It is such a fine line. If you go in there too aggressively, you cross that line at all, you will get an extended penalty, and it will be significant on a track like this where it's just so hard to pass.
Yeah, that's right. I don't put it past anyone making a little bit of a judgment call on the entry to pit lane. It's just having a look back at this battle from 6th all the way through to about 11th at the moment. You're starting to really heat up that gap. You're starting to close between all those cars, and yeah, someone may just be wanting to make up a second or two to their competitor on the track, and they do that, and they may just go a little bit wrong into the entry of the pits, cut that white line, and that's it. That'll be a penalty, and that'll be race done afterwards. So that's something you've got to try and manage, and especially for people in this championship hunt like Winkelmann, Simon Feigl, those sort of people in the championship hunt, they need to be able to manage that, and if they don't manage it properly, they could be in a bit of strife afterwards.
All about damage limitation, isn't it? If you haven't got the favourite car, you still got to do what you can to get the points. Just on board with Muhammad Ali Ishaq at the moment, and he seems to be, well, he's the head of the train here, but he seems to be struggling more than ever. 23.9, a pair of 23.9s for the two McLarens, as Ishaq pits early, as does Van Rensburg. So I'm not sure this is the right time for Van Rensburg. I think at the moment he's probably regretting pitting at that same time, because he's going to come out behind that McLaren again.
Yeah, that's
very quick.
Yeah, very quick stop. Great
goes.
stop. But interesting.
Where they come out now, though.
Oh, he's come out. Muhammad Ali Ishaq's come out just behind Martin Silvassi and one of his teammates there. I think it's just trying to get the name of that. I can't get the car. Yazrin Yali. Yeah, I think he's going to get that position straight done there. So he's going to be in a bit of clean air there. As soon as he gets past Martin Silvassi, he'll be all right. But that's a very early stop, and wasn't expecting that at all.
Just wondering whether there was any team orders there, because he was definitely holding up his teammate Kevin Huang. Probably an easy way to do it might have been just to let him through, but they've gone with this this option instead. Now Martin Silvassi, let's have a look at his lap times. Generally 24s, you would call it 24.6 would be an average here. In fact, that was his last lap, a 24.624, which is off pace compared to where Muhammad Ali Ishaq has come from. So he's going to want to try and get past quickly. It might not happen. His tyres are nowhere near as new as they were. We're up to lap 9 already.
Yeah, that's right, and I think also a quick stop, 0.6 seconds from Muhammad Ali Ishaq was a great stop there, got that one done. But as we're just having a look back here, Kevin Huang has got Simon Feigl all over the back of him coming down into turn 1. He's going to go around the outside at Paddock Hill Bend. I don't know whether he'll get that one done. He doesn't. He uses some of the AstroTurf. He may try and dive back and do a switchback going into Druids. He is. Oh, Kevin Huang blocked the door, shut that door, and that was it. So they're battling on hard. But I think Muhammad Ali Ishaq wanted to get that done after last week's mishap at what was it, at Interlagos, where he didn't actually pit and cop the penalty. As I've seen Timothy Jackson has pitted, and it was a 2.4 second stop, so that was a long time for Timothy Jackson there. He's most probably lost a lot of ground to where he was, so he'll be wanting to try and make that up on the track.
I think Jacko had a bit of a semi-spin there, as just before he entered the pits, went from 8th, dropped back to 12th pretty quickly, so don't be surprised if there was a small amount of damage there. But you know, this is where an important part of the race is right now, in that Kevin Huang is holding up. There's no doubt he's holding up Simon Feigl right now. But Kevin's doing a good job for his teammate, Muhammad Ali Ishaq. Like, there's no gains being made right now by these two. Don't forget, we're not taking tyres. We're not taking fuel. So throw that strategy out of it. We're just trying to get clean lap after clean lap. And right now, the car 212 is certainly holding up the car 85, but there's no reason for Kevin Huang to pit. Not sure he's going to enter here. No, he's not. So the blood pressure's boiling. The blood pressure's boiling. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, it's interesting that some of these guys are coming early, but once again, Simon Feigl flashing those lights coming down into Paddock Hill Bend.
Ooh.
And we'll see if he's not close enough going down into Droids. And there's a good battle here going on between P number 3 and P number 4 as well. We've got Zach Hanlon and Anthony Winkleman. That gap is starting to close up right now. Hanlon's still just covering that position. Let's just have a look back again. Kevin Huang has run a little bit wide. Simon Feigl is still there. So the two battles going on right now, those two groups battle for 3 and 4 and battle for 6 and 7th at the moment.
If we interview Cohen Klockman in second place at the moment, make sure you remind me to ask him if he's already changed his underpants, because he came so very close to collecting Carlos Fu, a recovering Carlos Fu, who absolutely put it in the wall, and in Carlos Fu style decided to come out in front of the field and just miss our guy in second place, Cohen Klockman, unbelievably close.
Yeah, I just had a look back at that on replay, and that was a poorly rejoin there from Carlos Fury. Nearly took out Cohen Klockman. So definitely a little bit of a change of underwear there that may be needed for Cohen Klockman, but he looks like he's all right now, just getting his head down. But once again, this battle between Kevin Huang and Simon Feigl is still on, but Simon just can't get away past. You can stick with him, but you just can't get around him. Kevin Huang's driving in a great race here, just using all he can to keep the car in front in that McLaren. Here we go. He's he's going to have a look. Simon is going to get
he's not going to be able to pull that up.
Very late down into Droids. He wasn't able to pull it up, but he got the run.
What a move.
Wow. Good driving there. He got the done. He just threw it down the inside. He ran a bit deep, but was able to get the drive off the corner. The acceleration of the Mercedes worked, and he got that job done going down into Graham Hill Bend. So good job there from Simon Feigl, and move him up into P number 6.
To be fair, good driving by Kevin Huang as well. Saw that Simon was deeper than usual onto the brakes, and certainly made the adjustment to keep his car clean, keep himself in the race. And I'm not sure whether Simon's got a problem there, because he's flashing lights even as we speak now, and there's not a lot of need to there. So wondering if he's just got a button set up that maybe doesn't need to happen. But at the moment, let's just see. Like, his last lap was a 23.847, so good gains there. Kevin Huang actually did his second fastest lap of the race, 24.023. But we need to go back to Muhammad Ali Ishak to see what kind of lap times he's doing in traffic, and there's your answer, a 24.809. Muhammad Ali Ishak is hemorrhaging time from where he used to be, and he will drop further and further back. And also, so will Philip Janssen van Rensburg. Bino I made that mistake. He's pitted early to try and get around Muhammad Ali Ishak, who was slowing the train, there's no doubt. He wouldn't have known that Muhammad is going to be pitting at the same time, and he's been burnt badly. So this mad cow, he's going to be on the barbecue. We're having steak for tea tonight.
Yeah, that's right. And Silvassi isn't really holding him up either. Silvassi did a 24.9 last time round. He actually, as he comes, Muhammad Ali Ishak down on the inside into Druids. He's going to get that job done. Martin Silvassi leaves him enough room, so that move Muhammad Ali Ishak up into P11, the lead car of the cars that have stopped. And now Rensburg will be wanting to get that position done as quickly as possible, because as soon as Ali Ishak starts to drive away, he'll be losing touch, and that's what he doesn't want. He wants to try and get around Martin Silvassi as quickly as possible now and try and gain a little bit of ground that they have lost to the leading field at the moment.
And we've got the the co-driver of Carlos Fu, Simon Jorge Sanchez, also having an off as well, down in 32nd position. It's a team that's really struggled, there's no doubt about that, already that lap down. But looking at Tobias Cherney here, he has really dropped off the pace from Anthony Winkleman and Zach Hanlon. Hanlon in a very secure third place at the moment, 23.2 compared to the 23.4 behind him. So I think Zach's batting above his weight here. I think he's putting that car in a position where it doesn't deserve or need to, shouldn't be. He's driving above that car's limitations at the moment and doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, he's driving an excellent race at the moment, Zachary Hanlon, in that Mercedes. And really isn't need to be there. It doesn't need to be there, but like you're saying, it's just sort of a car that around here wasn't expected to be at the top. But Tobias Cherney's really, like you're saying, dropped off the pace considerably. Maybe the tyre wear, we've still got 26 minutes to go, so we're about 20 minutes into this race, and maybe the tyre wear has really started to start to show with the McLaren, and if that is the case, that's really not what you want to see this early. But I doubt that's the case. Tobias Cherney would have already known to do what he wants to do. Maybe he's got a different adjustment that he needs to do with the car, or he's just trying to conserve. But at the moment, he's lost a lot of ground. There is a car off in front of him again, Martin Houston. He's going to stay off the track as the lead cars come through, so he's done a good job there to stay out of the way with his damaged Mercedes.
Track Temp 34 is pretty user-friendly, isn't it? So there shouldn't be too many dramas. In the meantime, talking about McLaren's, Mohammed Ishak has finally got through the Mercedes of Martin Silvassi and has already extended quite a gap there. But the gap that he's got now, it's everything that he's lost before. I can't see the 14 car, or for that sake, the Mad Cow car, the number 6, making gains. And who is that that's gone off in front? Is that
Martin
the car?
Houston.
Yeah, Martin Houston. Yeah, that's a pretty broken Mercedes there. There's no point parking it without a tow. Just get it towed. Yeah, and that's what he's done.
Yeah, good job. Realised he wasn't going to be able to make it through the pits with all the sort of the leading bunch coming through, so he did a good job there, pulled over and let the cars through. Just having a look back here, we got a battle, Matt Shinoski, and who was that behind him? Craig Jones. A good battle here, Dick A. Lee, Marty Carroll for down in P number 17. Just having a look whether these cars have pitted, I think. Marty Carroll has, and so has Craig Jones. So yep. Dick A. Lee is sort of in the sandwich of people who are pitted, but looks like they've got a fierce little battle going on here all the way down in P17.
Well, you look at the Jones and Carroll cars, these guys are both only doing their second ranks, and gee whiz, we almost gave Marty Carroll the driver of the day last week. Started last 11th, sorry, for the SDC driver, so a fantastic job there. Up into 17th at the moment. There's going to be guys in front that haven't pitted yet, but qualified 18th. So already you can see the improvements of Marty Carroll. He's a guy who's had some major health issues. I'm not going to go too far into it, but he's getting himself more and more stronger every week, every day. He's getting better, and we're going to see him a lot more back in the sim racing, no doubt. And it's great to see him. Sorry,
Brenton. There's this Rensburg's around. He spun it, and Yajran Yali has hit the fence trying to avoid him. He's in the worst spot at the moment through Sterling's bend. He's trying to flick spin the car around. He's got a good bit of clean air, but yeah, sorry to cut you off there, Brenton, but I seen it and he spun it, and yeah, he was in a precarious position. He's managed to get it done, but all that time lost, he's even lost more now. He's in no man's land, and that will really hurt Ben Rensburg's race.
Oh yeah, like we said, that mad cow's cooked, didn't it? And it's just going to add to the barbecue tonight, but it's a shame. But I had a chat with Benno the other day. He's just struggling to get time. That's all he needs, just time behind the wheel. Hasn't had that opportunity. Does a lot of travelling for work, etc., etc. So any lap that he gets done now is a bonus.
Yeah, it is, and that's what's coming up with some of these guys, just trying to get laps in these cars. And yeah, unfortunate for Yajran Yali to get involved in that, as the sort of just had nowhere to go, which doesn't surprise me. Simon Feigl once again getting through this lap traffic. I think that was Simon Jorge Sanchez was in his way. Kevin Kwan will be trying to get through that traffic as well, but none of these lead guys are pitted at the moment. There is, actually, just saying on that, Anthony Winkleman is in the pit. So let's see where he comes out, how quick his stop is in comparison to Muhammad Ali Ishak, who pitted before him. So the pit stop, good stop there, 1.4 seconds, so a little bit slower, but he's out. Though. He's going to come out. He would have liked to have timed that a little bit earlier. Yeah, it should be all right there.
Just Chandra Yong in front. Chandra, a very, very seasoned, probably actually, I would think now the most seasoned SRA driver on the grid. I haven't seen whether Fani Lazardi's here or not. I would imagine Fani probably is. I haven't seen him.
Yes, he is.
I haven't known Fani to miss too many in the McLaren MP4 12C, but Chandra Yong certainly very much up there in the old Grandma's Curtains livery. He hasn't changed that for a long while, but I wouldn't think that Chandra would make life too difficult for him. I don't think he's pitted yet. No, he hasn't. So up in the 8th position, that's just a false hope, that one, because by the time he pits, he's going to drop a bundle.
Yeah, that's right. But at the moment, that puts Anthony Winkleman in the position of the first place of these lead cars that have stopped. And he's still got it. It was a bit far behind at the moment. Yeah, Lars Jefferson. There was a car around. I've just seen there. Who is that across the road? That's Cash Joy. He's going to come back out right in front of Simon Feigl. That was really bad there, and he's trying to move out of the way. Kevin Fuang, wow, that was poor. He could have taken out some of those lead cars there, and he didn't even pit with the damage he's got, so he's just trundling around at the moment. That was a very hazardous rejoin that could have cost a lot of people's races. In the background, here comes Anthony Winkelmann on the inside of Chandra Yong. He's going to get that job done. Yeah, didn't put up much to a fight there, and he's going to move up into P number 8 there. And Anthony Winkelmann will be trying to get around this lap traffic now and try and keep his position.
Well, Cash Choi there, I reckon he's handed in all his chips, because that is up there with some of the worst driving I've seen in a very, very long time. He's facing the traffic, so it's not like he said he won't be able to say he didn't see them coming. He's looking them in the eye, and he still continued to drive in front of him. I can tell you what, I don't know whether it was good driving or just a complete fluke that trailing pack didn't clean him up.
Yeah, that's right. I'm just having a look now. There's some damage on the front of Lars Jefferson's BMW. I'm just trying to have a look through the replay cameras and see whether how he got that damage. But he's got a lot of front end damage to that BMW. I'm unsure as to where it's gotten to.
Not on my screen.
Yeah. Okay. I've got some on mine and unsure as to what is going on with that. But yeah, he had a lot. But the gap now is 0.6 seconds. So the gap is coming down between himself and Colin Klotman.
Well, just having a look at his lap times, there must be something in it, because on lap 16 at 26.5, so have to think there that there was an incident, because that's 2.7 seconds off his race pace as such. So that's why Colin Klotman has been able to make those gains. There's no benefit in pitting. There is no benefit in either of these guys pitting right now. And if anything, Cohen looks like he's got a little bit of damage to his car as well. But they're going to have to sit and play this waiting game. In the meantime, behind them, have to say, Zach Hanlon has done an awesome job making severe grounds at the moment. 24 flat last lap. Tim Ballinger behind him in the Norton car. It's all up to really where Anthony Winkelmann is. He's had his pit stop, keeping an eye on his lap time to 24 flat last time. He's 20.2 seconds off the lead.
Yeah, that's right, and it's a fair way down at the moment, but he's got a good gap of Muhammad Ali Ishak, who was wasn't close to him, but was in sort of the trailing pack behind him. So just goes to show that how much time that Muhammad Ali Ishak's lost to Anthony Winkelmann and the rest of the pack in conjunction. So we'll see what happens with Lars Jefferson at the moment and Colin Klotman. There's no reason for them to pit, like you were saying, so they will stay on another lap here with around about 18 minutes to go.
Yeah, I'm surprised here that Tim Ballinger actually was able to unlap himself from Zach Hanlon there. So whether Zach's struggling a little bit or not, 25.3 suggests that he's struggling mightily. I'm thinking he must have made a mistake there. But yeah, if you're on the end, he makes that pass back through Tim Ballinger. So yeah, definitely must have been a mistake there by Hanlon. That 2 seconds that he's dropped, that's the type of time that's going to come back and bite him considerably hard against Winkelmann. I'm going to say right now that Anthony Winkelmann has got himself into third place.
Yeah, I'd say right there, and then we'll put Anthony Winkelmann up into P number 3, which is good for his championship hunt, and Simon Feigl will be wanting to try and hold him off, but at the moment it's been a little bit of a war, Simon Feigl, with those lap cars coming around, but he'll see what he can do towards the end. But I think Anthony Winkelmann will try and extend that championship lead in the position he is. He will finish third, but we still can't forget that battle up front. It's still only 7/10 of a second between Lars Jefferson and Colin Klotman, so these two BMWs will be having a great fight all the way to the end. Yeah,
they are. I'm surprised that Tobias Tuner, he's had his pit stop in down in 7th place. That must be so frustrating for the McLaren guys to have a pit and not be able to change the tyres, because the pits, well, they can, but it just takes too much time out of them. It's just not worth it. So the car that they've been dealt their cards, they've got to keep them. But gee whiz, it must be frustrating.
Yeah, it would be frustrating, especially when you're in a car, you've got the pace, you have that pace, especially on qualifying speed, you're able to run up there with them, and then just overall the car in a race run just dies, and the tyre wear just isn't what you want, and It hurts their running. It would hurt your confidence a little bit as well, because I know you're running up there and then your tyres just fall away over everyone else and you start losing position, wondering what do I have to do to try and get these tyres to keep up with everyone else around me. But he does an amazing job, Tobias Journey. He will continue to come back and he will continue to do a good job. Just sometimes, like tonight, he's just got a little bit of an issue with the tyre wear or just not having that pace, but he'll be back for sure.
Yeah, we'll be, and just talk about improving with McLaren Farney largely. I don't think Farney's pitted the old salt. 25th on the grid has got himself up to 10th. Dick A. Lee in the BMW from 27th on the grid up into 13th. 41st up into 23rd for Ilham Halabi. Haven't seen anybody else outside of that make such a significant gain, but there's still a lot of pit stops to come.
Yeah, there is still a lot of pit stops to come, and just having a look, yeah, Simon Flygel up from 12th on the grid up to 4th, so he's driven an amazing race as well after his win last weekend in Lagos, just biding his time. But the gap out front's now opened up to 1 second exactly, so Colin Cotman sort of just dropping off the back of Lars Jepperson. I don't know whether he's just running into some trouble with the car. He hasn't lost that much pace overall, but just a little bit of mistake here and there, and he can lose a little bit there. Zachary Hamlin's still doing an amazing job as Simon Feigl comes in, and it's a long, lengthy stop there from Simon Feigl. That was a longer than I expected, a 3.9 second stop. So Anthony Winkelmann's gone by and Tobias Cherney has gone by him, and he's going to come out in front of Muhammad Ali Ishak. So he kept that position but lost a lot of ground to Winkelmann and Tobias Cherney. Yeah,
he did, and really surprised with that because Simon... No, Simon was behind Tobias to start with. So he hasn't lost ground. I don't think he's lost any ground. I think if anything he's probably made a gain. He's got himself in front of
Tobias off in front.
Tobias.
Sorry, he's back. He just ran really wide.
Yep.
Going down the turn 4 there. He picked it back up and got it back on the track, but he's just lost a lot of time there to Simon Feigl, who just came out of the pits.
Yeah, we're just watching the charge of Simon here because he's got Tobias Cherney 6th position at the moment. I think that's probably Kevin Huang hasn't pitted. So obviously they'll make up that 1 position. I would think no one else is in the pits now. Zach Hanlon has done an outstanding job. Is still up in the 3rd, but I would imagine that's a false. So it's I think there's just the 1 position to be gained by Simon Feigl and Tobias Cherney.
Yeah, I think that may be the only position that they're going to gain. Well, Anthony Winkelmann may be able to get Zachary Hanlon. I don't know whether you'll be able to get the 2 leaders. I think he's a bit too far away from those 2, but definitely those 2 are in the position to sort of hold on to 1 and 2 at the moment. Zachary Hanlon may just drop behind Anthony Winkelmann. We'll see how that one plays out when Hanlon comes in. But Wang right now is just in front of Winkelmann, and Winkelmann will want to get this job done. He knows that Wang hasn't pitted, so as Kevin Wang was sideways coming out of turn 4. He lost a little bit of ground there to Anthony Winkelmann. Winkelmann will have seen that and be like trying to get the job done, but those McLaren tyres on the rear end of that car is just starting to go away with that side. Yeah,
the cactus, aren't they? And Kevin, there's no blue flags flying here, and he has a teammate in Muhammad Ali Ishak that he may care to look after. There's a car off in front of these 2 going slowly. So who is that?
Lachlan Crowe.
Lachlan Crowe. So who did very well at Spa. His pace has let him down since, has to be said. We've also got another car go off. I think that's our usual friend, is it?
Nuno
Tang. So the same team, the MIRT team. I've got to come up with a synonym for MIRT. I'll try and be nice about it. But Winkelmann really needs to get this job done. He's significantly faster than the rest of the field at the moment. 21.8 seconds off the lead. Dropped a little bit of time again that lap.
Yeah, he lost a little bit of time last time by, but overall he has been running the pace of this top 2, if not a little bit quicker in some laps. But he just needs to get around Kevin Huang as quickly as possible, as he's all over the rear end of that McLaren as the lap car pulls over the left side. So it sort of balked him. He may have been able to have a move going into turn 4, but he may look down this back straight. He may have a look going down into Hawthorne Bend. It's sort of an unprecedented passing opportunity, but he may make it happen if he throws it down the inside. He isn't going to do it, so he's not close enough. Just a little bit of the top end leg from that McLaren just were able to pull it away just enough to get that position and hold on to it. But definitely Anthony Winkelman looking menacing behind that McLaren.
MIRT, missing in racing technique, that's going to stick, no doubt at all. But Anthony Winkelman has done a good job. He is in the better car, we know that. But Kevin Huang's also done a good job. Yeah, he's been game, but look at the drive out. The mid-corner speed of that BMW is significantly higher than the McLaren.
Yeah, it just goes to show through this corner, and that's why they overall got a great amount of pace here, and it's sort of the track that needs a lot of mid-corner speed. As Anthony Winkelman taking a look down the front straight, coming down into Paddock Hill Bend, not going to be able to get that one done, but if you can just try to line it up. Yeah, lap time right there.
24.9. Now, since he's had his pit stop, he's been running on lap 17, 18, did his pit stop. 23.4, 23.8, 23.5, 24 flat, 24.1. He's down behind Kevin Huang. 24.9. Every centimetre that he moves, he's getting burnt that little bit more.
Yeah, that's right. And he's getting burnt a lot at the moment. And if he can just try and get this job done, I think he's just struggling to find, I think, sort of the overall pace. He's got the overall pace, but the overall positioning to try and get the passing move done. It just seems like every time that he comes up behind Kevin Huang and he tries to make a position, just Kevin will have a great corner or a good mid-exit speed, and will be able to move on from there, as we've just got 10 minutes to go from here on out. So the lead car is Lars Jefferson coming in. Colin Clopland stays out for another lap. So let's see when Lars comes out here. He was in front of the field. You should be able to have a clean, quick stop. Comes in, will get the job done. Stop. Actually, he's in there for a long time. He's going now. So it was a bit of a longer stop, 3.6 seconds there from Lars. I think he will come out in some nice clean air compared to everyone else, as Kevin Huang and Anthony Winkelman are just crossing the start line now.
He hasn't come out in that clear air at all.
He missed the guy,
in the KRF. Sorry, the Simulate Angry Birds car. Daniel's done a pretty good. He's done probably above and beyond there, because Dan's gone off the track, unfortunately, but certainly able to get through there. That 3 seconds is significant. And I tell you right now, if you're, Colin Clopman's race manager right now, you are telling him right this minute, you get your bum in and you pit, you stop, you go, you get your 3 seconds shorter than our leader, and you will be the new leader.
Yeah, that's right. If Colin Clopman comes in sort of this next time by, if he does do that, tries and gets that quick stop done, he'll maybe be able to hold on to this win over the Lars Jefferson. And that may be the strategy that he plays. Let's see if he comes in this time. Is he coming down into Clark Curve now?
Traffic in front as well. He's got a significant amount of traffic in front. This is the time to pit. Doesn't take a tactical error right here, Colin Clopman.
Yeah, that's right. The traffic will be getting in his way, but he's able to get around once. So he's still got a comfortable lead at the moment. But yeah, that 3 second stop that really will hurt Lars Jefferson if he doesn't make that sort of up in lap times, which I don't think he will, because Colin Clopman's still been on the pace of Lars, and he wasn't losing much time behind him.
No. And Zach Hanlon's pitted, but he's overshot his pit entry. Let's see if he can get out in front of Winkelman. No, he can't. That little mistake by overshooting the pit entry, having the reverse back, that has cost him 1, maybe 2 positions.
Yes.
And he's gone in angry there. He's gone in angry. That didn't need to happen. So expect maybe repercussions during the week there for Zach, because that was a pretty hard dive into that hairpin.
Yeah, that was a
Hopefully
very poor
he'll redress that. So no, he has redressed it, to be fair.
Okay.
He's redressed it straight away. But I think that that little mistake just lost his concentration there for a little bit. Significant damage to the left front now. I hope it hasn't caused the car to be disrupted in any further than what it already has been. But he has let that position back through.
Yeah, he let the position back through, which is good, but the move wasn't on there on Kevin Huang, and he tried to make something work, and it wasn't going to happen. Hit Kevin Huang, who hasn't actually pitted, so he didn't need to do that move at all at the end of the day. It was sort of just a dive to try and get something to happen that wasn't going to happen at the end of the day. But he readdressed that move. Now he's got some damage to try and live with for the end of the day. He's still got Tobias Journey, who's a fairway back, who's starting to fall into the clutches of Simon Feigl and Muhammad Ali Ishak. So, well, Simon Feigl, actually, it's not Muhammad Ali Ishak behind him, that's my bad. So Tobias Journey looks like he may just be struggling for pace overall.
Yeah, I'll tell you who's not struggling to place is Simon, who's made significant grounds on Tobias. A 23.8 last lap for Simon. 5 crosses the strike now to end lap 27, start of lap 28.23. Double.
Cohen Copland's been hit.
Yep.
Cohen Copland, the leader, has been hit from a lap car. He was trying to get around it, and he's in the fence going down the back straight. He is on his roof on the side.
Wow.
He's back on all fours, but the leading car has been
And he's coming out in
come
front.
back across.
No!
Oh my God!
He's made a bad situation so much worse.
Oh no! What has happened there? And that is end of Cohen's day.
Yeah, but it's also ended someone else's day. I'm just going to have a look here, see what's happened. Who is he behind? Is that Dick A. Lee? Yes, it is. Dan in 18th place, a lap down. Oh, gee whiz. I'm not sure Dick A's given him enough room there to drive around the outside, and that is the end of Cohen Klopman and Dick A. Lee. But I want to jump on board here. There's a McLaren trailing. Is that Ilham El Harbi? Yes, it was. So took out Ilham El Harbi as well. So wow. Although I'm not sure El Harbi did get a lot of damage from that.
No, don't know. He kept going on with it, and he looks alright at the moment. So but yeah, that's ruined Cohen Cotman's day.
Oh, yeah.
He actually was gaining time in comparison to last episode. He was just trying to make the move on Dick A. Lee and just got caught up with it. I don't think Dick A. Lee knew that he was still there on his outside, thought he may have got that pass done, so just tried to run a sort of a normal line going through that little kink in that back straight and wasn't able to get it done. So that has ruined Coleman's day. From a provisional, may have been a win there, and that sort of ended his day, and it definitely hurt Ilham Halabi's day as well.
Well, everybody moves up one, don't they? When the leader's out, the rest of the field get to cash in there, and gee whiz, it's disappointing. There's been a couple of times tonight where cars that have had a bit of grief have come out in front of the field, and it's certainly something that needs to be cleaned up sooner before later. But this is the battle right here. Simon Feigl and Tobias Cherney. Simon is having a red hot go. Had a few looks, and even now, I reckon he'll get this done. Yes, he will. Wow. This is a guy who just... If he was a swimmer, I can't remember the term they use, but when they do the second half of the race quicker than the first half, this is the man, Simon Feigl.
Yeah, just endurance, overall endurance, stamina, and everything in comparison. He just knows what to do with this Mercedes-Benz. He drives an amazing job at the moment, and he's gotten past Tobias Cherney. I think Tobias may have got balked a little bit from Mark Lang, who was off in the grass in the Porsche, but don't put anything past Simon Feigl. We got that move done in an unknown position to sort of put a passing move on, got it done, and now moved himself up into P number 4, so he's just off the podium. Don't know whether he'll have enough time to catch Zachary Hamlin, but don't know how much damage Zach has. He does have some damage, and his times have definitely started to drop off. He did a 24.4 last time by a 24.6 the previous, and then 28.8 the lap before, which may have been with all the cars going off everywhere, but he's definitely off the pace at the moment that he may not be able to get the job done. And also he's coming up on a lot of lap traffic, as well as Dick A. Lee, who has got a lot of damage from that incident, so he may struggle to get through these cars cleanly, Zachary Hamlin here, and it may start to push him back towards Simon Feigl.
Yeah, probably not a lot of time left, is there? But like you said, he has got a lot of traffic in front. Chung Yong Kim, Paul Nelson, Dick A. Lee, who we just saw trip over our race leader. I don't want to be critical of Dick A. Lee. We've got 3 minutes to go. Yeah, it's just... Yeah, probably just didn't need to be there, I guess. Just probably it was one of those turns where they both were turning right at the same time, and one didn't turn as much as the other one, perhaps. But you're right. There's been certainly no favours done here for Zach Hamlin. That blue flag will be waving, hoping these guys get out of the way. But you have to remember they're doing their own race, and he's not going to get. Is he going to get through 2 of them? Yes, he is. That's pretty good driving there by Chung Young Kim and Paul Nelson, down in 22nd and 27th position.
Yeah, good drive from them to make way for Zachary Hamlin to get the position done. So he's just got Dick A. Lee to get around now, and we've seen what happened with Dick A. Lee. Hopefully he hopes that he doesn't turn himself on the front bar of that again, and can
it's
get
coming
the
up to the
position
same
up.
section
Yeah,
of
it's
track
coming up to
too.
the same section, so we'll see what happens here. We'll watch here with Zach Handler just trying to get around this lap traffic at the moment for P3. Dick Lee moves over to the left, moves over to the other side, so I think Zach Handler's going to get that one done, and he does that. So no issues this time for Dick Lee. I don't think he wants to see another one of the lead cars going over his roof, as that was behind him. He moves out of the way for Shongyong Kingdom as well, so just struggling with pace, Dick Lee, but here comes Simon Feigl. There's not long to go, about 1 minute, about just 2 minutes now, under 2 minutes to go. So Lars Jefferson looks like he's going to go on for a comfortable win over Anthony Winkleman, who once again just shows his strengths, and that's why he's leading the championship, and he's come out with a possible P2 at the moment.
Well, let's be honest though, it is a BMW track, and if you're in a BMW and you haven't made the top 10, you've always had some dramas, because it really is a track that the BMW has been heavily favoured in. So, for all those Mercedes and McLaren drivers who've been able to get their way, up in the top 3 in Zach Handler's case, top 4 for Simon Feigl, and top 5 for Tobias Cheney, those guys have done an outstanding job.
Yeah, that's right, and it's definitely a BMW favoured track, and like you're saying, to see these other guys up here, like Tobias Cherny up in P5, Simon Feigl, and Zachary Hamlin in these 2 Mercedes for Evolution Racing Australia up in 3rd and 4th. It's a great drive from them, and Muhammad Ali Ishaq is just struggling with pace in this later stage of the race, which we thought of. But Timothy Jackson's starting to come to Kevin Huang, who has done his pit stop. So let's see what happens. That little bit of a battle pack. I don't think there's enough time for anything to happen further on through the field, as they will be on the 40 seconds to go mark. So I'd say they'll be coming towards the white flag when they cross the start line.
I tell you right now, if Tim Jackson's involved, there's always going to be something happening, no doubt, and he won't ever die wondering. There's no doubt about that. He'll keep going as long as he can. You're right, though. This is why Anthony Winkleman leads the championship. He was down on the grid, down in 6th position. He's done a really, really good, patient race. Got probably caught out with his pit strategy. I don't think he made the right call there, but he's been able to make sure and capitalise, and we do have the white flag. And Jake, it's over to you for tonight. Later on, you'll be the one choosing the driver of the day.
Oh, all right. Well, that'll be a tough decision. There's been some good drives throughout the field tonight. So, once again, Lars Jefferson coming around through this bottom half of the circuit, driven an amazing race up in P1. But I'll just sort of sit back here and watch this final lap and decide on one as we just got Anthony Winkleman coming up on that trophy. But I think most of the positions are sort of sorted out. Now it's Tobias Cherny trying to get around Dick Lee. Dick Lee wasn't sort of giving him room there. He's going to try and get this job done as Dick Lee moves over, coming down into turn 4.
Yeah, so the race is certainly winding down in. I'm going to try and catch up with our leader here. And, we haven't shown much of Lars Jefferson. Let's get on board with the Mad Cow Racing car number 23. We've got one Mad Cow that's already been cooked on the barbecue. This one here, it's still fresh meat, and there'll be no reason for us to change it. Chuck this one in the freezer because it has not been touched. It's been fantastic right from the get-go. And Lars Jefferson is showing why he is a seasoned professional. Started on the pole position as he rounds the last bend. Don't worry about lapping that car. Lars Jefferson will win round 7 of Sim Racers Asia here at Brands Hatch. A very, very convincing drive. Well done to Lars Jefferson.
Yeah, great job from Lars Jefferson taking the win as Anthony Winkleman will finish 2nd. I'm just going to quickly switch back to this battle with Kevin Huang and Timothy Jackson, while Zachary Hamlin and Simon Feigl will come across the line, as I think Kevin Huang was a little bit sideways. Actually, no, that was Jackson. Sorry, Jackson lost it, and he's trying to get back going now. He lost it coming through Sterling's Bend, turn number 8. He's trying to get the beaten up Mercedes across the line. He's going to come up. I think Marty Carroll's going to get the position done. I think something else he's gone.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's got no steering, I think, in that Mercedes, so he is just losing time at the moment. He was running up in P number 8, having a strong run, and once again something happens to him. I think he's got bent steering all over.
He's got no steering at all.
He's got nothing at all. I think the next car to come across is Martin Silvassi. I think he will get that one. So he's going to drop another spot down to P12, and I think he's going to finish there because Fanny Lazordi is a fair way behind in the McLaren, but unfortunately there from Jackson.
Yeah, well, I did say he's not going to die wondering, and that something will happen. And I don't think Jacko's going to care 2 hoots where he finishes. He'd be more concerned if he didn't have a go and just laid down, which he certainly didn't do that. But obviously that's cost him a significant amount. Fani Lajri from 25th to 13th was quite a ways away, but wow, that's about it. I can't see anything else happening. Jake, see us through the results.
Yeah, so the result from round 7 here for Sim Races Asia at Brands Hatch, we have Lars Epperson once again, another great clinical drive there over Anthony Winkleman in P2. Zachary Hanlon first of the Mercedes in P number 3 with his teammate Simon Weigel, 4th Tobias Cherney in 5th, Muhammad Ali Ishak in 6th, Kevin 1-7, Tino Huasi in P number 8, Muddy Carroll in P9 with Philip Jan Rensenberg, who had a wow, it's a good drive after the little spin that he had to come back in P number 10. Martin Silvassi from 20th on the grid to 11th. That's another solid drive. Timothy Jackson after the mistake down in P number 12. Fanny Lazardi down in 13th. Yazran Yali in 14th. Colin Klopman still managed to finish the race in 15th, but not the greatest drive he would have been wanting for. Ilham Halabi from 41st on the grid to P number 16, and Chandra Yong will be in 17th, rounding out the lead lap cars while the rest of the cars are on your screen.
He just a bit of a shout out to Simon. We gave him the drive of the day last week for his win, but he's a bit of a comeback king. 12th on the grid, he would have been disappointed with that, finishing in 4th. So that's really making the most of his opportunities there. So that's a really good effort. But Jake, who is your driver of the day?
I'm a bit torn at the moment. There's been some 2 good drives who I'm just looking at now who sort of went unnoticed most of the race, but I'm going to give it to Martin Silvassi from 20th to 11th on the grid. Very quiet, but was able to stay out of trouble and was able to get the job done to finish in 11th, just outside the top 10, but he's been having a couple of good races that have sort of gone unnoticed, and I think he deserves a good sort of drive of the day, because he definitely had another good one to finish in 11th from 20th on the grid in the Mercedes. That wasn't a sort of known car. Yes, there was other things going on around him, but he still drove an amazing race to come home with that position.
You're a charity case. From 20th to 11th, you're giving drive of the day. I can't argue then. It's your call, Martin Silvassi, for the Apex Mafia team from the Gold Coast, wins our driver of the day. So congratulations to him. Like you said, kept it out of trouble, made the most of his opportunities, and 11th place is a very, very good result.
Yeah, great. There was a couple of others there. I would have given it to a couple of others, but from the past couple of races as well, he's been showing talent and he's done a great job. So we'll move into interviews here for Brendan.
We will. We're going to kick off straight away with Cohen Kloppen here. Cohen, welcome to round 7 broadcast Sim Races Asia on Apex Racing TV. You're with Jake Blackhall, Benton O'Brian, director is Scotty Newton. First of all, mate, gee, it was such a strong race. Had an early mishap perhaps where it could have been a lot worse with Carlos Fu crossing in front of you. But what happened after that, mate? Some dramas.
Yeah, of course I had some contact with the back marker. I watched the replay and I thought he was further back, and yeah, he wasn't. So we touched, I hit the bridge, and yeah, lots of repairs. Of course we have a quick repair, but still lots of time lost.
And the pace of the BMW obviously very, very strong, and second on the grid there. It's one of those races where you've got to really cash in, don't you, and get the BMW up as far as you can. So probably a bit of chance lost tonight.
Yeah, of course I had a chance to win this race, but after Lars pitted, I think I had some good pace, and if I continued further on, I would have maybe passed him. He was really fast, but that's not. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, mate, strong race pace tonight. Obviously got caught up in those dramas. 15th position in the end of the day. Is there anyone you want to thank at all?
Again, the host, because of course these races are a lot of fun, and there wouldn't be those races if he didn't host them. Mark Lang, thanks.
Yeah, Mark does a fantastic job. Thank you to you, Cohen. Looking forward to seeing what you can do next week. We're going to have our series leader, and the reason why Anthony Winkleman, everybody, is our series leader is because of the drives that he produces tonight. 6 on the grid. He would have been disappointed with that. He's got the favoured car tonight, no doubt. But through good racecraft, patience, not sure he called the right pit strategy, and I'll ask him in a sec, but got himself into second place. Anthony, welcome to round 7 of the Sim Races Asia broadcast. Mate, an adventurous race for you. Got stuck in traffic for a little bit. Tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, g'day guys. It was a great race. It was pretty intense up front. Didn't really get the quali lap in that I would have liked, but sort of knew the guys up front we could do some good work together, and pit strategy didn't really go. It was okay, but I was just trying to avoid and skip the lap traffic, but it just didn't work. It's too hard around there with a lot of cars.
Tell us a bit about yourself, Anthony. I think it's the first time we've had the chance to interview you. Mate, your background with iRacing, obviously predominant probably in the GT3 from what we understand.
Yeah, I've been on the service for just a bit over 12 months now, and yeah, love it, man. Having a ball. Joined with the Green Hornet boys pretty much as soon as I joined iRacing, and we've just been working the Beamer for a fair bit now, and yeah, just enjoying driving it.
And towards the championship, mate, everything's looking very, very strong. Second place tonight is a really good effort, and you've got yourself in a position now where if you finish top 5 from here on in, the championship will be yours. What's your mindset when you look to a race? Are you looking now to win the race, or are you looking to cash in and try and get that strong result to get some good points for the series?
Oh, mate, to be honest, not targeting any result in particular, just to have a good, clean race and do the best I can, and just try to put the car where it needs to be put, where we can. So I think most of the punishing tracks for the BMW are gone, so we should be okay.
Well, mate, strengthening the lead in the championship, and is there anyone you want to thank at all?
Just to once again shout out to the boys at Green Hornet, Paulie and Nato, who unfortunately couldn't make it tonight, which would have been good because we've done a bit of practice this week and we've got a pretty strong car. But them, Mark Lang for hosting the season again, and you guys for the broadcast, man.
I'm going to throw this one at you, Anthony. What'd you buy your mum for Mother's Day tomorrow? Don't say you didn't get anything.
No. I told you I'd be lying, mate.
No.
No.
Well, I'll be...
I bought her an egg so she can cook me bacon and eggs in the morning.
Well, you're in the Simpson. I'm sending you on your way. Anthony, got some dramas. Good job tonight, mate, and hope you survive the day tomorrow. I'll be having a chat with you soon, Jake, about that very subject. We've got Tobias Cherney, 5th tonight from 2nd on the grid. Tobias, welcome to the broadcast. I'm going to straight up ask you, Tobias, what did you get your mum for Mother's Day?
Hello guys, honestly I didn't expect to be dragged in this time. What I get for mother for the Mother's Day, I guess
between you and Alex you would have got something.
No, we don't limit this to the special one day. I mean, we're trying to be good sons for the whole of the year.
That's
next time they visit us here.
Shocking answer.
Next time they
let's get on with the race, Tobias. Second, you're going to get yourself in trouble. Second on the grid, 5th in the race. How is the McLaren around you, mate? It looked uncomfortable.
Yeah, you're right. So that's all I can say. In quality, it's good. Or it's okay in quality. It's no way that I could get the time that Lars had there in the practice sessions. But in the race, as soon as you put in the nearly 100 liters of fuel, it's a mess to drive. So
yeah,
I had no chance at all. I tried to hold off Zachary and Anthony for a while, but then I outbraked myself. The car was so bad on the brakes. Had to let them go, couldn't keep up with these guys, and in the end Simon came closer and closer, and nothing I could do there as well. I tried to defend, car got on the brakes, car again went away, more or less, and nothing I could do there. So 5th place is a good result there for considering the fact we're driving the McLaren here. But looking at the result that Simon and Anthony finished ahead of me, they will extend the championship lead. So not a good day for me.
It burns a bit of a hole in your pocket for the championship. So the question has to be: is why then did you choose the McLaren? Because it has its favoured tracks. We know it's pretty strong, obviously at Monza. but there's tracks like Brands Hatch, which we learnt last year, and I know that you ran in the BS Pro qualifying, where it was just a pig here. It was, I'm trying to be polite about the way I say it, it was just a nightmare drive. So for you to get that car in 5th position, I think it's a good job.
Yeah, I would say so. So at least I didn't get lapped this time. Remember the Blancpain Endurance Series? It was, yeah, the worst track car combination I've ever driven so far. And next week Silverstone, if I'm right.
Yes.
Yeah. Will be similar to this one.
More pain coming for the McLaren boys next week,
It's
I
less
do
pain
fear.
than here, but still more pain. It's really strange that the English tracks, hurt the McLaren so badly.
Yeah, they do. Well, mate, yeah, 5th place tonight. Like I said, it's not the worst result in the world. It could have certainly been significantly worse. And I thought well drove. Your racecraft, as we know, is very, very good. Is there anyone you want to thank at all? Make sure you thank your mother.
First I have to thank my teammate Tino. He was in here for his 2nd attempt so far as I remember in SimRace Asia. I think he got the best result with the Audi on 8th place. So he did a good job with this, considering that he usually, or his favorite car has the Roof C-Spec. He's driving in the virtual VLN series. Second, I want to thank my mother, and I will invite her to some dinner or lunch when she will visit me here in Aachen. And yeah, third, I want to thank my teammates. It's it's a nice bunch of people. And for last, I want to thank Mark for running this series here, and all the other drivers. They did a good job today. It was way less messy as I expected on this tight track. So I think in general, they did a good job on this twisty track. Even though in the end it was pretty interesting, with Simon ahead of me and DK Lee in front. I thought that maybe DK is on my side and blocks Simon a bit so that I can get passed through again, but no, he didn't, so I had to fight as well.
Well, good on you, Tobias, and thanks for coming on board, and a good job for what was a round 7 of the Sim Racers Asia Championship here at Brands Hatch. Not sure whether we're going to get Lars Jeppersen on. It does not seem so, which is a bit of a shame. I'd love to have a chat with the Lars to just to see how things are going there at Mad Cow Racing as they look forward to the next round of the BS Pro Series coming up at Silverstone. Jake, what did you get your mother?
I'm not going to answer that while I sort of watch DTM and just sort of just knock that question off.
You didn't get her anything, did you?
No, I haven't. So I'm just going to continue watching DTM at the moment and just ignore that question altogether.
That's just poor. Mrs. Blackhall, if you're watching, give him some money to get yourself some. I think that's about it, though, Jake. I think we're in the good here, so I reckon we should wrap it up.
Yep, I think we should do that as well. And it was a great race. Yeah, no, you didn't. It was a good race. It was definitely, like Tobias said, one of his main points. It was definitely one of the cleaner races overall, and hopefully we can keep that up next week at Silverstone.
Yep, I'm sure we can. Looking forward to what Silverstone can do next week. I think there'll be plenty of interest at Silverstone, seeing that it is the next round of the BS Pro Series. So, Scotty, play that funky music, white boy, because we are on our way out of here for what has been round 7 of the Sim Racers Asia Championship here at Brands Hatch. Mark Lang, thank you to you as always for being the host and doing a fantastic job. Bit of a shout out also to Kevin Huang for the work he does midweek as well. And on behalf of all here at Apex Racing TV, I'm Benton O'Brian, that's Jake Blackhall. We are out of here and we look forward to seeing you next week for what will be round 8 of Sim Racers Asia.